Or call the EDA meeting to order. Oh, come on in here, guys. Kind of approval for the agenda with two additional items under old business.
Make a motion for the agenda with the two additional old business items.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Need approval of the June 23rd, 2025 board minutes.
Make a motion to approve the board minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Financial reports, we've got the program funds report and the outstanding loans report. Not a whole lot changed down there. There's just what we're going to be talking about tonight. And then you'll see on the Fund 45, there's one other thing that Steven's dealing with. Any questions on any of those? We need approval for those, right? No? Okay. Old business.
We're gonna skip ahead so we can do T again.
Okay, we'll go right to the new business. We have Keegan loan forgiveness request. As somebody knows, Mary passed away. You guys had a vertical loan, and I don't have it right here in front of me. When was it due?
So it was due on May 25th, 2026. So it was a 0% interest deferred variable loan. So all of that amount, $24,693, would have been fully forgiven on that date. This was given back in 2016. The loan agreement states that if the owner sells, transfers, or otherwise conveys real estate within a period of 10 years from the date of loan, they shall repay to lender a sum equal to the full amount of the loan set forth above, or as negotiated and approved by the SVP Project Approval Committee. Originally, that was the city administrator and head of HESA, but now the city council takes over the role for EDA. So I brought it to you guys in the EDA fund. You guys would then take the decision to the council tonight. So, do you guys want to? I have Keegan's here. If you guys have questions for them, if you want to talk about, yeah.
I don't think we really need to. I guess I would ask for a motion that we forgive the loan.
I make the motion to forgive the loan.
I'll second.
Any other discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
So I really appreciate the two of you coming. So I will follow back up with you, and we'll go satisfaction. Sign, give them to you guys, so you guys can do what you need to do. Things are fun. Yeah.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
No problem. How many loans like this are there
Remaining.
in this program?
So that's that first,
It's on your fund.
this one. The first, 139, that EA outstanding loans report, yeah.
Well, it's in here.
I'm like, it looks like this.
So there's 15 total, 14
Yeah.
other things.
But the worst thing, and Celia can explain this, if we get that money back, there's restrictions on that.
Yeah,
Go back out.
Yeah, it's so hard to get the money back out there. Then.
I'm just wondering, like, why there isn't a clause in there that if it conveys upon death.
The clause in there specifically states that death is something that has to be repaid. That was what the original loan was written. I disagree with that. I think the council currently
Keep
disagrees
that
with
messed
it.
up.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss, by the way, you always.
I think the original intention is like, don't get a loan just because your like family member's gonna die in a few months. Like that's the original intention.
yeah.
Sure. As a fraud.
Versus,
but
yeah, versus the other way.
Yeah, most of them are right.
How many people are gonna do that?
Correct.
Well, but okay, so the one-off that happens, because I don't think I don't want that, we can address that in the front end, okay?
Well, the latest one to get forgiven is going to be 27.
Glenn, you can address it in the front end if we were to do another.
Do another one.
if we were to do another program like to lend people or receive a grant or whatever, we would definitely rewrite the contract.
I mean, this is similar to the other situation we came into where,
Yeah.
you know, marriage or whatever.
Yep.
You know, in most cases, if it's a, you know, I suppose a significant life event of some sort that changes your responsibilities and changes your, you know, way you look at your ownership of this property, then I think there's concessions that can be made. I just don't know why this was written so strictly to start, unless it was just for fraud and protection purposes.
It could be fraud protection, it could be a template in regards to, because I think the money came in, which was very exciting and everything, and I kind of remember bits and pieces of it. Jane was working with Ed a piece on it. But I think going through some of all the experiences that we have, I think if we got this money again, it would be written in a different contract.
So what's the plan with the last 52,000 that's cash on hand? Are we still trying to actively get rid of that then yet, or?
Yes, I had talked to some of you at different points about trying to use this for smaller projects. SUEP, it's a federal program, so there's federal guidelines of reporting and things that have to be done. There's like a priority list too for using the funding, like I have to use it on lead first and I have to have a rehab advisor. And it just, I should have done it this summer and I didn't, is where we're at, yeah. And so either we have to give it back if they come after us for it next year, or we use it soon. So, yeah. We have the program details. It's not a fun process.
Are we sure the government agency overseeing the program still exists?
They contacted me in January. I don't know if they still do. They're under HUD, so if you're looking for a department to look at.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Because you said we could technically roll it into something else.
We rolled what we can already out. Yeah, so there was more money under there, and I put it under 46 and 45 as appropriate. I think there's like 3,000 left in Fund 40 as well. I would roll that into Fund 39 rather than try to do a partial loan out of that. So, that's. Yeah, the other way I changed this program is we wouldn't forgive it all at the end of the years, because that shows the income for these individuals. So if your low income and it shows you just got $25,000 after 10 years, that's a significant hit on your taxes. So I would change that in the future. And we've informed all of the current lendee recipients. There's not much we can do at the timeline now, but just let them know that will happen next year or next year's.
Excellent, there's quite a few next year that'll come.
Yep. Yeah, 2016 was when they started lending out the money.
And then they're basically satisfied and off the books.
Yep. Besides the 50-something thousand.
Yeah.
Okay, back to old business, the ESMC project, Riverfront redevelopment plan update.
Yep. So we've been talking about this for a little while. We got a technical assistance board from the University of Minnesota. We just launched a community survey. You should be seeing the results or seeing advertisements in the Medina Text Messenger on Facebook, flyers up around the community. We so far have about 200 survey results, which my goal is to have 700, so that's about 30% of the population here. It'll be open to the end of August, so if you haven't done it, do it. Tell your friends, tell everybody you know. And then I will do a report in September to let you know what the feedback has focused on.
And then 5.2, this is one of the additional, the Housing Study Committee.
Yes. So we have a countywide housing study that'll start in September. They've asked that we get together the committee to meet on the September 8th. I think the date will be September 9th at 4 o'clock. And I recommended that it would be Chris, myself, and then Andy as representatives from the So I just need approval of that. Can you make September 9th at 4 work for the kickoff?
Okay.
You need a motion on that?
Yeah, just to say that's the committee.
I'll make a motion to
Housing Study.
Housing Study
Committee.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And the other additional was the MDFFA.
So I brought this up a couple months ago. MBFFA stands for Minnesota Businesses Focused on Food and Agriculture. It's a grant that Green Team, our district got, whatever, to do lunch and learns. And so it's done in Blue Earth and they're streamed to different locations. Don't know why.
We just got done talking about having lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of comical.
But yes, so we've been participating now for 2 months, June and July. I've had 10 participants with 8 different businesses represented across those 10 participants. We did have one business locally receive technical assistance in QuickBooks, that was Yarbrough's. Originally I'd gone after grant funding through Frontier Financial to pay for lunches. We didn't get that funding. Basically, I'm coming to the board to ask for your direction on whether I should continue with this. I haven't had a lot of participants. I know the chamber has talked about partnering on lunch and learns before. Maybe this is a bad time to be doing that. I just want to know what your direction is. Should I be focusing my time on that? I only have 3 days a week. You can ask more questions.
Can I ask the question?
Yeah.
In this last lunch and learn that you had, how many individuals from actual Adelia were in there?
In this room, we had 3 people. 2 of them are from the same business.
So it is people that are from Adelia utilizing it?
Yep. Yeah, the first one has 8 people. They're all from Adelia.
Okay.
We could partner with Lake Crystal is also doing this. We could partner with them.
Did you partner with Lake Crystal? Is that
I
why? No, that one day the Lake Crystal people were here, that's why I'm asking.
That was a business discussion with, I guess we had Lake Crystal area rep at that first one. So we had one Lake Crystal person who found this.
Okay.
I guess my question would be, do you find it beneficial?
I don't think businesses will want to come unless there's food. It's hard enough. Okay, you're a business owner. Do you want to watch a webinar? That's the first problem. If I don't have food, it's a time commitment during the summer. I don't get to choose the topics. The topics are chosen for me, and I don't know the topics beyond next month. Next month is AI beyond ChatGPT for businesses.
Might be selfish and say that I think your time is best spent here in regards to development agreements and different projects that are going on here. But that's me being.
Say we focus on our stuff first.
But even if it was going swimmingly better, I would still, on the list of priorities of things you have, to your point, in those 3 days, this isn't towards the top of that list in my mind.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, and I wanted it to be your decision, not mine. Yeah.
Nice one, but.
Can I get a motion for that so I can tell them?
I'll make a motion
I'll say,
What's the motion?
to get rid of that.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Back to new business, Flanders Avenue, Second Avenue Southeast Development Agreement. That was in the packets.
You also have an updated version of the agreement in front of you because there's been some changes over the day. So City's approached by Van Hill Properties to enter into a development agreement to build out infrastructure for housing at a parcel number. It's over at the old splash pad location. Has a plan in place. The developer estimates that the project will cost approximately $200,000. They requested that the city enter into agreement to cover half of the development costs up to a maximum of $100,000. This can be contributed in cash or in kind through labor and materials. I've highlighted that this project does align with our comp plan, looking at extending infrastructure through housing in spots where it's cost effective and infrastructure already exists, rather than some new development on the outskirts of town. I have Dustin here to talk about if you have questions. I've also prepared a list of return on investment. This is a question I was brought to me before the meeting. If you look at the numbers in front of you, within 5 years, we would get a return on our investment, assuming you had 8 single-family homes, 4 of them built in 2026, 4 of them built in 2027, looking at an estimate of $3,000 a year in taxes. That's a pretty low estimate. We've seen a new house that was built in 2020 came in at $4,000 annually in taxes. So I'm not giving you overinflated numbers of how soon we'll get that return on investment.
You want to explain where the money?
Yes, money will come from. So if we look at $100,000, there's two funding pots Kristen had talked about. The first is Fund 68, funded by Small Cities Assistance. We get an annual allocation from the state. It's about $10,000. In the past, it was kind of sporadic. Going forward, it is a consistent revenue source that we will get, but there's about $44,000 in there. So we'd be looking at taking $40,000 out of that, and the remaining balance out of Fund 52.
What is eligible infrastructure? Where's that defined? Who makes
Eligible
that?
infrastructure for the fund or for this agreement?
For this agreement?
I have not defined it in this agreement, and I can.
Oh, so it's where the fund comes from doesn't already say what.
Oh,
You're
you're talking about where the small cities assistance,
talking about the allocation we get every year?
the
Well, then we
allocation.
will.
Well, so yeah, and I'm not talking about where that comes from, it's just that does not come with the strings of what eligible infrastructure is. It does not. So we define that.
But I will say it's not defined in this agreement, and I can.
The small cities assistance,
You're asking about that.
he's not asking about that?
No, that's what you're asking.
My
What
agreement
that
says-
we spent on, right?
Yes, that's.
Okay, so the Fund 68, I started putting the money away because the small cities assistance is supposed to be used for like transportation aid or roads and bridges. And so some years we would get some years we wouldn't, but to save up to do an actual road is gonna take us forever if we only get $10,000 a year.
Right.
And so right now that fund sits with 44,000 in it. And this would be going to a road and infrastructure.
I think it's a good investment within 5 years of pursuing that.
So for the 200,000 estimated or whatever, that's gonna get you to a paved cul-de-sac or not?
Yep.
With other service stubs already existing into those lots?
No, that would
So
include,
you'd have to put service stubs in?
yeah.
And do you know when the last time that infrastructure's been cambered? Is it in decent shape?
We did camera
Long
every
ago?
Yeah, a month ago, yeah.
And it looked like it was fine?
Better than
Better than most?
90%.
That's good.
The only really tricky part is it's deep. It's very deep, so that's kind of where some of the costs. And we're, I guess, waiting and working on this for him, Celia, and Chris for a little while, just trying to make it as cost effective as we can.
I know when we originally looked at that for the splash pad and sanitary line runs in the boulevard, is that gonna become an issue with selling those lots for anybody?
It's well within the utility easement,
Okay,
so as long as we have to make the sellers aware, but no different than having a telephone line or anything like that.
right, the only issue would be like driveways and stuff. Anybody that buys it's gonna have to be aware that if there has to be a sewer main repair,
Yeah.
you know, those are gonna be costs that they might have to occur, I guess. Are you, is it 8 lots total?
Yeah.
And I was somewhere around.
Well, it's not a cheap number, it's not, but there's one.
Yes, and I already corrected the numbers out there.
Just because we experienced this contest up here, until the lots sell, what happens with the assessments?
There's no assessments.
There are no assessments, why is that?
That's part of this project, and there's no assessments already.
That's the other thing with the development agreement. They are the owner of the property, and so they are actually installing the infrastructure into the property themselves. Do you understand the?
Oh, so that separates how that went down and how all this went down.
Right.
Goes back to us trying to educate the community in regards to development agreements. Every development agreement can be different, and we want to work with others. and have them take control. And that's basically what this is doing to his property.
He's put it in, so
Yep.
there's no, got it. Track it. I learned something, thank you.
And
We're
then
also making them cost effective
For him to sell them.
for people to buy them. You know, if we do this and they're gonna be $80,000 a piece, obviously that's not gonna work, right? There's gonna be a very small crowd that's gonna buy them for that. So the goal is to drive the cost down as much as we can.
the only other question I would have is from our standpoint, just did we show Adam what this might look like? And he was comfortable with storm water in that area as far as taking on the non-impervious of that cul-de-sac?
We are hiring I shouldn't say we are, Justin is
Ryan.
hiring an
Oh,
engineer.
so you're gonna hire your own engineer? So if there is any storm improvements that have to happen, we'll figure them into,
In which then they will be GIS and put into our system.
sure,
The storm
And that's-
itself applies to
yeah.
sanitary.
That would be my only concern is the added, non-impervious would cause maybe some backup issues if there isn't enough catch basins. Yeah,
It wasn't him, it was.
but I think that most of that up there kind of just ends up in the river and like just a straight outlet. And it's not that much impervious, but if you do add 8 houses on top of the roadway, then you're eating up a lot of green space, so there could be a lot of additional water that ends up in that segment of the system.
So is the 200, is that gonna be enough to do the whole project then? And with, say,
He's hoping so, because we're only.
I'll pretty much put all the numbers together, but I think we got a pretty good.
like
grasp on
Andy's
it.
saying, what, if his premonitions come to true, if they have to do a storm, that's something you're prepared to do and all that.
Not full reconstruction, no. I mean, using the existing services that are there, but we're not trying to do a full reconstruction.
Okay.
Immediately. But,
Yanni and I that came up with those other lots that were not developed, that Peach just developed, was insane.
Yeah.
So we cut back on some.
No,
landscape on that
I don't
area.
think that would be the issue. I think what would be the issue is just if
Yeah.
somebody should probably run the numbers on what it would look like just from a stormwater impact. And if it was all non-impervious, so if there's 8 houses and a cul-de-sac there, just to make sure the existing storm infrastructure can handle that much water going into the storm system instead of going on green space.
Yep.
Would be the only question I would have.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, I think and it sounds like you had some interest on the lots themselves, so there's maybe some interest for people building in town more than there is in our 30-year-old new development.
yeah, either or.
Yeah.
Like we're out of lots in town, so,
Right.
which is a good problem to have.
Well, and there's not many houses on the market, that's part of the reason for this housing study and everything else. I mean, you look at St. James's housing market compared to ours, and there's like never more than 3 to 5 houses on the market at one time. It's hard to recruit people to move to town when their choices are pretty limited for housing. So,
Motion on that?
I assume we enter into this development agreement.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion on anything? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Who was the first? Andy, one.
Let's see,
Yeah, we got it.
based on this conversation, I think we change that runs wrong. Eligible infrastructure service.
EDA special
I
update.
don't think we need to add anything.
Who are you?
Just pretty bare bones overview, lunch community survey, the digital marketing lunch and learn. Very excited to not be doing that anymore. I'm not an event planner. I'm planning a wedding right now. I hate event planning, so I'm done. Maxed out. Anyway, sidewalk inventory, so I've started that map analysis. Hoping to have something by September, October to show you all, and I can bring up to the school as well. Smith came, visited Madelia, we had Matt and Andy join us. So Smith is Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation, they got grants in various areas, childcare, business loans, entrepreneurship, small towns. They have a grant opening up for economic development here in the near future, that I may look at today. But yeah, we met Daniel Cross, who's the new president and CEO. Then we had some media segments last month or so. Splash Wood interview with KYC and then a WCCO interview regarding Madelia Health. And then finally just worked on the sign ordinance, I think. That could be cool. It's been a Chris was out for a week. She's not
Oh, my fault.
She's not allowed to leave. Yeah. Are there any questions about what I've been working on?
One thing from that, meeting with Smith,
Yes.
like the video that you showed,
Yes.
and like, say the park video and some of those other videos that we probably have archived somewhere.
Yeah.
We should probably make those shareable on the website, just so that people can access them or copy and paste them if they need for anything.
So there's a Region 9 case study of Madelia. I don't love it because it's mostly about Region 9 at the end, but
Yeah.
the beginning of the video is really good about after the
Oh,
fire.
is that one? Carla?
Yep.
Yeah.
Carla Johnson there?
And so actually it's website.
But like any of that type of stuff, if we had like a video repository of those things, and we had, so that people could share them every once in a while, I think that would be good, just for some other stuff every once in a while too. That's-
I might need that video for Friday.
Okay, I can grab it for you. Semi-related, I'd like to get your guys' feedback. It's almost 10 years after the fire. Would we doing some sort of 10-year be something the community would want, or is that something that we're like, nope, we've moved past that, and that's not something we should do?
That's more up to the people that were
That we're in it.
in it the most, I suppose. Not that, everybody here probably was at some point too, but.
Matt, Jim, what do you think people want?
Fun for it.
Oh, boy.
But I know the chamber's doing like a marketing video right now, that they did some drone footage for. I know they're looking at trying to market Madelia more. So that's just why I bring that up. A lot of people in the area know Madelia because of the fire. More Plaza, this is another good one, destination downtown. I think my pitch for it would be like, we are so much, like Madelia is so much more than that and continues to grow, but it is not something the community wants, I don't need to.
I think if we're gonna do something, it could be the starting point for what we turned into, But,
Focus more on where we are now and where we are.
oh yeah, but, yeah.
Thank you.
Just, would it be stupid on the anniversary to reach out to Channel 12, some of those stations, just to get them here, just know where we are?
And I think that's something we could do through the Madelia Community Foundation and stuff too, and kind of try to organize some of that. I can talk with David a little bit, our current president, and see if they want to do something too through Madelia, what was Madelia Strong and is now Madelia Community Foundation, and maybe do it that way. But I definitely think that, some acknowledgement of it is probably going to be a good thing, and like they're saying, publicity is good publicity, so.
KUIC News, because of the 250th anniversary of the U.S., I think is doing like stories, like local news stories all next year. So I thought that one as being a good story.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, that comes out straight.
Public comment?
I wish that,
Yeah. Next EDA meeting is August 25th. There's nothing further. Motion to adjourn.
I assume, we'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Who's your first?